Boing.
Let's go on a springy adventure. Hello and welcome to Krys' Conversations. Thank you for joining us today. We have our Trivia Maestro on set because
That's
today
right.
we are testing our knowledge of spring facts because it is in fact spring.
It is in fact spring.
And it is actually, like, Colorado is such a wonderful place to live at any time because there's generally at least 2 to 3 seasons during a given day.
That's true. That's true. It is amazing.
Last week we had all 4. It was like a blizzard, and it was like beautiful in the morning, and then it was foggy, and then all of a sudden a blizzard in the afternoon.
Yeah. So you could have spring like 2 or 3 times during the week.
Yeah, it's
very
really
nice.
good. It's great. But the flowers are actually starting to bloom, and it's looking lovely. Bless you. Allergy season. And so today, we are going to have our Trivia Maestro quiz us on springy facts.
Spring facts. Now, I will have to say, she said, look up trivia for spring. But you didn't disambiguate that very well. So we're going
there
to
may
see
be
what
some
happens
metally
today.
springs
All right?
in there.
So let's start off, shall we? Lauren, Christina, are we ready?
Welcome back, Lauren, to the show.
All right. A spring is defined as an elastic object used to store mechanical energy.
Okay.
When a spring is compressed or stretched from its resting position, it exerts an opposing force approximately proportional to the change in the rate of spring. Or constant to the rate of spring is the change of force it exerts.
Sure.
Okay? All right. Divided by the change in deflection of the spring, that is, the gradient of the force versus the deflection curve.
Okay.
All right? The inverse of the spring rate is called the following. Is it D-spring? Is it relaxation? Is it compliance? Or is it compression?
Compression.
All right, Lauren's on record. She's saying compression. Christina?
What was number 2?
Relaxation. Number 1 was D-spring. Number 3 was compliance.
I think I'm going to go with relaxation. Although
Relaxation?
I feel like
All right, the
compression
answer
probably
is compliance.
Oh!
See, nobody got that one right. It's 0-0.
I thought Lauren was going to get that.
All right.
Quite smart.
Number 2. A spring is defined as an issuance of water from beneath the Earth's crust that can be pure, mineralized, hot, or cold, depending on the location of the spring. In 1541, Spanish explorer Hernando de Soto was the first European to visit the Valley of the Vapors in Arkansas. Prior to de Soto's visit, and for many years afterwards, these springs were a neutral ground where Caddo and other Indian tribes would gather in peace to enjoy nature's bounty.
Okay.
The springs were a special draw, and in 1832, President Andrew Jackson gave it another thing that would make them special. What was it? It was the first place specifically set aside for presidential retreats. Was it that it was the first place to ban litter of any kind on the premises? Was it was the first place to be designated as a special environment to be saved for future generations, essentially America's first national park? Or is it that it was the first place in America that was completely integrated?
I'm going to go with the national park, yeah.
And C, you are correct. It is the first place. Now, it's not the official first national park.
Right, of course.
That belongs to
was
Yellowstone.
technically, yeah.
But really, it was the first place to be set aside. So it really, truly is America's first national park. The hot springs in
There you go.
Arkansas. All right, number 3. A spring is defined as the upward curve of a ship's deck planking from the horizontal.
Oh, I didn't
All right.
know that, actually.
The practice of building spring into a ship dates back to the era of small sailing ships.
Okay.
These vessels were built with decks curving upwards at the bow and stern in order to increase stability. Right? It prevented the whole ship from pitching up and down. Spring on exposed decks also makes a ship more seaworthy by raising the deck fore and aft and prevents water and reducing the volume of water coming on deck. What is also true of spring when it comes to ship architecture? Is it that the increase in the rise of the spring forward and aft builds volume into the hull? Is it that it increases buoyancy fore and aft, thereby keeping the ends from diving into an oncoming wave and slowing the ship? Is it both of these things, or is it neither of these things?
Both of these things.
You say both? All right, the answer is both of these things. Actually, very good job. You got them.
We're still tied.
That's right. 2-2. All right, number 4. A spring can be defined as an escape or release from prison. Vasilis Paliatsakos is considered a kind of Robin Hood figure in Greece, although with a much less catchy name, obviously. Having committed a series of bank robberies and ransom kidnappings and reportedly sharing his loot with the poor, his luck eventually ran out when he was caught and sent to prison. His prison breaks, however, were amazing because of their audacity. Both of them. How did he escape? Was it his mother brought dinner for the guards, stole their keys, and let him out? Both times. Was it that his sister showed up with a letter from the governor demanding his release, even though there was no regional governor? Both times. Is it that his brother landed a helicopter in the prison yard and flew him out? Both times. Or is it that his father, an electrician, cut power to the entire prison, allowing all the prisoners to escape? Both times.
Oh, golly.
Which one is it?
That's really tough.
I'm going with A.
You're going to go with A, that his mother would bring dinner for the guards, stole their keys, and let him out. Okay.
Nobody can deny Mama's cooking.
That's right. If Mama wants her boy out, Mama will get her boy out.
I think I'm going to go with D, though. I think
that the father cut the power and let all the prisoners escape both times. Well, the answer is C. His brother landed a helicopter in the prison yard both times, and he escaped. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, you gotta give him,
But you're still tied.
pertinence. Yeah, I know.
Oh, no. So we need to have a definitive winner on this last question. All right. Spring can be defined as the period from the vernal equinox to the summer solstice. Actually, what we know as spring.
Okay.
The equinoxes are the only times when the solar terminator, that is the edge between day and night, is perpendicular to the equator. In other words, the equinoxes are the only time when the subsolar point is on the equator, meaning the sun is exactly overhead at a point on the equatorial line.
Oh, okay.
All right. The subsolar point crosses the equator moving northward at the March equinox and southward at the September equinox. What does the word vernal mean? Is it A, immature? Is it B, not ripe? Is it C, both of these things? Or is it D, neither of these things?
E.
All right. She's saying D. Christina?
I'm going to say not ripe.
Okay, Christina's saying not ripe, and the answer is D, neither of these things.
Man!
Vernal actually means spring. It literally means
really means
spring.
spring.
So it is
Okay,
the
well, there
spring
you go.
equinox. So our winner is
Lauren!
Wow, she is a
Crazy.
surprising trivia master.
Crazy.
Wow, that's awesome.
So
Well, she's
Lauren-
already got the trivia hat.
Oh, I know.
What do we do now?
Well, she's actually going to get a spring. But what
A spring?
kind of spring she's going to get
Ah.
will be a surprise for you to find out on Winstagram. Please check it out today. Amazin Krys is the username. Follow me there. Follow me on Facebook. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Thank you for sharing this video with all your friends. Let's go on an adventure.